Hello learners, welcome back. In this video, we are going to be learning an interesting topic which is VPN, Virtual Private Network. So we are going to create a virtual network VPN between two sites. Let's say this is site 1, the headquarters, and which is site 2, the branch. Okay, so headquarters, which is head office, and branch. So we are going to create a VPN tunnel between head office and the branch. So let's say this is the local area network, and this is also a local area network, and this is the WAN which is connected the two local area network. So this is the IP network ID for the head office. This is the network range for the branch. This is our WAN network, wide area network, and here is the network between these two routers. This is one network and two network and three network. So I have already assigned IP address for the on the routers and as well as on the PCs. So IP addresses have been assigned. So now I'm going to enable routing on the routers. So here I'm going to use default route for this. For this, I'm going to enable default route on this router, and as well on this router. So I'm going to enable default route on all the routers. So for this router, I'm going to give default to this router. Then on this router, I'm going to give default to this router. Okay. Then from on this router, I'm going to give default to this router. Whatever comes, go to this router. Then I'm going to enable default from this router to this router. So whatever comes forward to this router. So this is our scenario. Okay, I'm going to configure a VPN tunnel between this router to this router. These routers are called edge routers. So I'm going to enable VPN tunnel on the edge routers. Okay, this router and this router. So I'm going to enable a VPN tunnel between the edge routers. So let's see. Okay, let's configure static. Sorry. So I'm going to enable routing on the routers. Okay, let's see. Okay, tunnel 1. Okay, IP routing. Then IP route zero dot zero dot zero dot zero 0.0.0.0 to this router. The IP address is 1112. So 1112. So 1.1.1.1. Sorry, something is wrong. P IP route 0.0.0.0 and 0.0.0.0. Then the next hop, which is 1.1.1.2. So default route has been created. Then I'm going to create a default route to 2.2.2.3. 2.2.2.3 IP route 2.2.2. Sorry, 0.0.0.0 0.0.0.0. Sorry, incomplete command. 2.2.2.3. Okay, on this router, default route IP root 0.0.0.0 0.0.0.0 to 2.2.2.2, which is this router. Then I'm going to enable ip root 0.0.0.0 0.0.0.0 to 3.3.3.3. Something is wrong. Okay, so default to this router, which is 3.3.3.3. Here you can see. Okay, now routes have been enabled. Let's check the connectivity. So a packet has been dropped, op initiated. Here you can see the op request, then the op replay. That's why the packet was dropped. Now I'm initiating the ping again. Now it will work. Yeah, it's working now. Then from this end to this end. So default route to this router. Here it is dropped because the OR process. Now this router to this router. Here it is dropped because of the ARP process, ARP learning. They are learning physical addresses. So that's why the packet is being dropped. Okay, now default to this router. Here, a default to this router. Now they are directly connected. So there is no route need. Packet is being forwarded. Now default to this router. Then again default to this router. Now they are directly connected. So this will forward the traffic. Now is successful. Okay. So let's check the connectivity in the LAN goes to the default gateway. So initiating ARP. Here you can see the ARP. Okay, let's initiate. Okay, ARP packet going. Now the switch is flooding. Now the router receives the ARP request. Then it creates ARP replay and sends it. Now the switch receives the ARP replay, then forwards it to the destination. Now this is our ICMP packet. Now ICMP is going to the switch. Now the switch forwards the ICMP packet frame. Now the router receives the ICMP, then replies. Now the reply reaches the router, sorry, the switch. Now the switch forwards the traffic. Okay, it's successful now. Okay, now what about our branch? Let's check the connectivity. Here you can see the ARP. Okay, ARP request is going. Now the switch flags the traffic. Okay, now the ARP request, it is here, still here. Now it is going. Now the router receives the ARP request, then replies. Now the reply reaches the switch. Now the switch forwards the ARP reply to the destination laptop. Now the ICMP goes. Now the switch forwards ICMP to the destination. Now the router replies. Now the reply reaches the switch. Now the switch forwards traffic to the destination laptop. So inside our LAN, everything looks perfect. So both LANs are able to communicate their respective default gateways, and our LAN also working. Let's check the connectivity between two LANs. Now the packet is going to the default gateway because they belong to a different subnet. Now default route to this router, then default route to this router. Now this router will drop the packet because it does not know does not know the route for this destination. Here your routing loop has been created. Here you can see the route loop has been created. Now the packet is wandering between the two routers because a default to this router, then here a default to this router to this router. So this is a problem when using default routes. Okay, so by if we use default route, it might create routing loops like this. Here you're seeing a loop has been created. So the packet is going in between the routers. Okay, now this router is forwarding. the packet to this router, then this router is forwarding the packet to this router. So they are sending the packet to each other. So loop has been created. But for our scenario, this loop will not make any impact for our scenario. Just I wanted to show you the loop, how the loop has been created when using default routes. So here is a problem. So it is good to go with static route or dynamic route. So default route is not suggested. So mostly I won't suggest default routes because it might create loops like you are seeing here. So what we are going to do is we are going to create a tunnel between the edge routers. So here we will give the tunnel source and destination. So the tunnel source will be our new IP address. Okay, then the tunnel destination will be the our new destination. So here what the edge router will do is it will encapsulate the packet in with a new IP header. So our original IP header is hidden because they hide my original IP and destinations address. So here we are going to create a logical tunnel between the edge routers. This is our logical tunnel. Okay, so the packet will actually the packet will traverse the physical, but there is an extra encapsulation added. So a new IP header will be added here. Got it? The new IP header will be added. That is the specialty of VPN. So it hides the original identity of the sender and receiver. Okay, let's create a tunnel on edge routers. So it's very simple. I'm going to interface tunnel one. So tunnel interface has been up. So interface tunnel, then I'm going to assign an IP address to the tunnel. So the tunnel must have an IP address. So like the physical interface, so I'm going to assign an IP address. So IP address has been assigned. Then tunnel source. So tunnel source, I'm going to give gigabyte 0/0. But there are so many options. You can give loopback, gigabyte Ethernet, fast Ethernet, whatever you want. So I'm going to give gigabyte 0/0, which will be my new source IP address. So here the original source is 192.168.1.2. When the packet reaches the router will encapsulate the packet with the new IP address, which is 1.1.1. Okay, so this is our scenario. Then tunnel destination. So my tunnel destination is going to be the IP address of the peer edge router. So what is his IP address? His IP address is 3.3.3.4. So I'm going to give 3.3.3.4. Okay, because these IP addresses, which are the tunnel source and the destination IP addresses should be advertised. So they should be reachable. This IP address should be reachable. Okay, so this IP addresses should be advertised. So routable over the internet. Then mode, tunnel mode. We have two types of tunnel mode, GRE and IPIP. GRE is the most advanced version tunnel mode, which supports IPv6 and as well IPv4, and it also encapsulates the layer 4 header as well. But IPIP only supports IPv4 and it does not encapsulate layer 4 header. So sorry, layer 3 header. Sorry, layer 4 header, yeah, which is port. Okay, so layer 4 header. So GRE supports multicast, but IPIP does not support multicast. Okay, so this is the difference between GRE and IPIP. So I'm going to use GRE over IP. So I'm going to use GRE over IP. Then anything else? Okay, tunnel destination, mode and source. So good to go to the next. Here you can see still the loop has been created. So it might affect our network performance. So, so I suggest you to go with static or dynamic. Default route is not preferred. Okay, then tunnel IP, sorry, okay, IP address. I'm going to IP address and assign an IP address to the tunnel 10.1.1.2. Then the subnet mask 0. Then tunnel source. Something is wrong. Okay. I think I've gone to the wrong interface. Yeah, interface tunnel 1. Instead of going to interface tunnel 1, I went to interface 0 slash gigabyte 0 slash 3. So I have to change the configuration again. IP address 3.3.3.4, then 255.255. So these kind of mistakes should be avoided. Okay, these kind of mistakes should be avoided. So while configuring, you should be careful. IP address, okay, interface tunnel 1 is up, then IP address 10.1.1.2 space 255.255.255.0, then tunnel source, which is z0 slash gigabyte 0 slash 0, then tunnel destination is 1 dot destination is 1.1.1.1, then tunnel mode. Here you can see tunnel 1 interface, tunnel 1 changed to up. So the tunnel is up now. Tunnel mode GRE over IP. So I'm going to do ping 10.1.1.1. I'm trying to ping the other end of the tunnel. Here, let me clear the loop. Okay, the loop has been cleared now. Yeah, we are able to ping. Here you can see I have received 3 replies from the tunnel. What I'm going to do here is do ping 1.1.2 ICMP. Here you can see default route. Here you can see they are able to ping each other. Here you can see they are able to ping each other. Here no loop is created. Okay, for our scenario, I just simply used default route for the simplicity, but I suggest you to go with a static or dynamic. So there is no loop is created. Let me show you. Okay, so first ping has been initiated. Now second ping is going. So we don't need these things. Deleted. Okay, we are able to ping the tunnel interface. We cannot ping. Before we couldn't ping from laptop 3 to laptop 10 because we don't have any route on this router for this network. This router does not have any route for 172.20.1.0 network. Let me show you here. Here you can see it has a static route for 2.2.2.2, which is this one. So for this network, it does not have any route. So will not, so the packet will not cross this router. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how our VPN tunnel will be working. Debug IP ICMP. So I'm going to debug. Let's see the traffic between our local area network to the edge router. Here is an ARP request. I think it's not. No, it's ICMP. Okay, let's initiate the traffic. Okay, default gateway and operation different subnet. So default gateway. Going to the default gateway. Now default route to this network, this router. Then default to this router. Then directly connected. Okay, so now the source, you can see the source and destination, which is this laptop, the destination of this laptop. So it is able to ping 3.3.3.4. Okay, okay, let me ping from this laptop to this laptop. Let's see how the traffic flow will be here. Here it goes, the ICMP packet. Okay, the router. Now what it is going to do here to here, the destination is 172.20.1.2. This router does not have route for this network, but still it routes the packet to the destination. Here you can see it still routes the packet to the destination, even though this router does not have any route for this network. Okay, let me show you. Here you can see. Okay, let me show you how. Let me try to ping from this router from to the laptop. From this router to the laptop. Here the loop has been created. Here you can see the loop is created. So it drops the packet because he is the sender and he receives the packet again and it discards the packet. So what happened here is the thing that is happening here is okay. Wait a minute. Here I'm going to do debug on this router. Okay, debug IP ICMP is on. So what is happening here is the traffic is being encapsulated, okay, using with a new IP address which is 1.1.1 and forwards to the tunnel destination. So here new IP header is added. The destination IP address is 3.3.4 and the source IP address is 1.1.1. Here this router adds an extra layer, an extra IP header. Okay, so the source, the extra IP header, which has the source IP address of 1.1.1 and the destination of 3.3.4, which is the tunnel's IP address. Okay, so here the VPN tunnel works. So the packet from this network, the head office to the branch goes through the tunnel, the logical tunnel,